Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our latest video. Today, we're doing our video on organization and time management. It's Chris and Carla here.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. So, yeah, like Chris said, we're going to be talking about time management. And the reason we chose to do this is because we think it's such a great tool for online schooling and just school and life in general. Yeah, so one of my favorite organizational tools that I like to use is Google Calendar. What I like most about it is that it's really visual and you can see when all your time slots are, what you have going on. And what I also like about it is that it's kind of connected to Google. So if you get an email through Gmail about a meeting that you have later on, it'll automatically put it on your calendar, which is really helpful for me because I tend to be quite forgetful.
One of the things that I like to use is I like to use a habit tracker, or an organizational app on my phone because phones are super lightweight and I don't have to carry a bunch of paper around with me. There's a lot of good free ones on your app store that really help you organize. That I have found that I enjoy those.
Sweet. Yeah, and so basically, I'm going to go back to the Google Calendar thing. It helps me because I can see my classes laid out. I can see my extracurriculars laid out. I can also put in when I have workouts. So basically, anything that's consistent, I can put it on there and it helps me see it all laid out. And it helps me see where my free time is, which is really helpful. Or if you're really busy, it even helps me with like my eating schedule and just small stuff like that. And then it can also help with what Chris has to say.
One of the things that I tend to do is I tend to, one of the things I was just thinking about was how funny it is when you're like, I like to schedule my free time. I'm like, ooh, what's that? But But one of the things that I like to do is I like to schedule things like if I have a big deadline, like a paper, I like to schedule an hour or two to be able to start working on those things so that I'm working on it long before the deadline. So I'm generally done before the deadline. And then it causes me to have less stress and anxiety.
Yeah. Awesome.
Which is really helpful.
Yeah. And so another thing that I also like to do on top of my Google Calendar is having a physical binder. I don't know how well you can see that, but I like to go into my syllabus and look at all of my future assignments and what I have going on and then just writing them in my binder because I'm a list person. So checking things off is just super helpful and helps me feel less stress. And I know that once I cross it off, it's just done with. I also like to color coordinate all of my classes, but that's just me being picky. But it's really helpful for me and maybe it can help you.
That's a really good organizational tool. I am not that detail oriented, so I could definitely learn some things from you. I do a sort of similar thing where I keep and I keep a folder on my computer that has assignments with due dates. Like when I start writing a paper and I work on it, I save it with the date in which it is due by so that I can see it when I'm looking at it. When I open the folder, it goes, oh, this is due this day. And then I can go, oh, I need to work on that some more. I find that to be really helpful, but your way sounds much easier, actually.
Maybe we'll have to do a how to organize your planner video or something like that.
Perhaps. One of the things that I have found for me is I have to have a clean and organized workspace. Otherwise, if I don't have a clean and organized workspace, I spend all my time thinking about how my space is not clean and how I have to look for things, which I find particularly annoying. And I just fixate on the fact that my space isn't organized. So organizing the workspace for me is really important, even if it's, we're spending a lot of time online. There's a lot of physical, stuff we have for papers, we have textbooks, we have all these things, and it's good to just keep that organized. So I tend to also, when I'm done with something at the end of the day, or I'm not going to use it, I put it back where it goes. So if I put it back as soon as I'm done with it, then it minimizes the amount of clutter all over my desk. And I find that to be helpful for my mental space.
Yeah, definitely. Clutter-free physical area will definitely help with the clutter-free mind feeling. But yeah, I think that's all the tips that we have for our organization and time management. So we
Uh,
hope we were able to find those helpful. But if you have other ones that we didn't mention that you use, we could definitely use them ourselves. So feel free to comment them.
And as always, please let us know if you have topics you want us to talk about. We are here for hearing from you guys, and see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.